Welcome to Bright Horizons
Hi,
with
Deb and
Jim.
Hola, buenos dias. Good morning, everybody. We're back.
Buongiorno a tutti.
We are back. And with that being said, I've got to do
With the lovely Deborah Colalella.
and the most handsome and the most respected love, Jim Chiaffi.
We welcome
Our
you.
Juris Doctor, Jim Chiaffi.
Whenever I say Colalella, it's like an opera, right?
That's
Colalella.
right. And we did the Tarantella
Yes.
at our wedding. Colalella, Tarantella, la 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 la.
It's a beautiful name.
It is. It really is.
I mean, you have to spell it, unfortunately, whenever
You know,
tell
I say
someone.
that to a lot of people because what they do is they say Kalula, Kala, and I'm like, it's okay, I get it. Break it up into syllables. Think of Coca-Cola and say Cola, Lala. That's really the best way you could look at it.
Same with my name. I always have to spell my last name.
I love it. Chiaffi. It's like a staging. Chiaffi. James Chiaffi, ladies and gentlemen.
We haven't
Anyway.
seen you in a while, so we're so
Yes,
happy you're
we're
with
very
us.
happy to be back, and we just certainly hope that we're going to bring a lot of sunshine to your Friday morning today. And
We
our
have some-
topic,
we have some birthdays, though, we want to
let's go with
remember.
that first. And Jim,
I
you're
have a
on.
whole list because we haven't been here in a
I
few
know,
weeks.
so he's in charge of the birthdays today.
This past week, Jim Rigg, who was an art teacher, my beloved Barbara's art
Oh,
teacher.
nice.
Jim Rigg, happy birthday
Happy
to you.
birthday, Jim.
And a good friend, Simone Desiderio, happy birthday.
Simone,
she happens
happy
to be in
birthday.
Italia right now celebrating
Ah,
her birthday with her
nice.
husband.
All right.
Yes, that's a
Bunch-
good way to
lovely.
celebrate, huh?
Ciao.
Kim Cavallo, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Kim.
Sharon French. And guess who's coming up on the 2nd? Mike Pappas.
Mike Pappas,
One of
our
the owners
CEO.
of Illustrated Properties
Wonderful
and
man. We
Kai's
love him.
company. Mike, many,
love
many
you, Mike.
wishes for you and your
Happy
wonderful
birthday.
family. And then also next week, a dear friend of mine, Francis Fischera. Happy birthday, Francis.
Francis, happy birthday. Happy
and
birthday.
a dear, dear woman who I met in church and who's there every Sunday, Ana Margarita Vaughn. Ana Margarita.
I love that name. It's beautiful. Happy
Feliz
birthday.
cumpleaños, Ana
Feliz
Margarita.
cumpleaños. I love that.
And Tammy Olivier, you might know her. She's
Yes,
with
I do.
Illustrated.
Yes,
her
happy
birthday's
birthday.
next week.
Happy
And
birthday.
another dear friend of my family's Ted Anesis. Happy birthday, Ted.
What a list we have.
I
Happy
hope-
birthday, Ted.
I hope we'll get to see you next weekend, maybe, and celebrate your birthday.
Nice.
And then a couple of birthdays in September. Mike McGann from the Legends
Mike
Radio.
McGann, I saw that. Happy birthday,
Yes, his
Mike.
birthday was the 15th, so we wish you
Best
the happiest
wishes
of birthdays.
always. God bless.
And wonderful year for you, Mike. And then my dear Ana Maria.
Ana Maria.
And happy birthday on the
Happy,
13th.
happy
her birthday
birthday
was. Yes, beautiful.
to you.
Happy birthday. Sing tall.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, one another and everyone.
A tutti. Happy birthday to
and
you.
many more. Happy birthday. God bless all. Another year. That's what our topic is today.
Yes.
Take it away, Jim.
Forever young.
Forever young.
But I did want to recognize someone else. A dear woman that I knew, 34 years old, unfortunately passed away last week.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, her name is Jessie Lee Ward. But what I wanted to mention, she was an inspiration to so many. She was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in March.
Oh, wow.
And they told her that she probably wouldn't make it until October, and unfortunately she did not.
Oh.
But at her young age, 34 years of age, she came from, and she always spoke, she was a very present person on the internet. She posted a lot on Facebook and Instagram and others. She always mentioned that she had a troubled childhood. You know, her family life was very challenging. But she, on her own, developed her business skills, and she became a millionaire at an early age. And
God bless.
the beauty, not just that. I mean, that shows the drive and her integrity and her business practices. But she also coached others, and she taught so many people about building careers and business
How nice is
at a
that?
young age. You know,
Very
imagine
young. That's
34
lovely,
years of
yeah.
age. So I want to celebrate her life.
Oh, wow.
Jessie Lee Ward was an inspiration to so many people, and she still is. And her videos are still on the internet, and people will still learn from her. So in heaven, Jessie Lee, you touched so many lives. God bless you for that.
And with that being said, now that you mentioned that, unfortunately, we had another passing of my sister-in-law Debbie and my brother's mother-in-law Debbie's mom. And
Oh,
my
she passed?
She passed very, very unexpectedly. Lived into her 80s. Debbie, we love you. David, the whole family, we love you. We're
Yes.
sorry about Sheila, but she's at peace right now, and you had so many, many wonderful years, Deb, and the family. We love you all. So sorry, and
Yes.
take it day by day as we all
Thoughts
have
and
no
prayers
choice.
are with you. But that blends into the topic because we're
Yeah,
speaking
it
about
does.
being forever young. And Deb and I were speaking this week about growing old, or are you growing up, or are you growing
That's
old?
right. That's right. Are you growing up? Or and how can you define as a process of maturing? Think about it. And developing from childhood to adulthood. How do you actually, both physically and mentally, how do you define that? What would you say?
Well, it's a maturing process, and we learn. We're socialized, so it's just a span of years, actually. But we're always learning, which I find is beautiful.
Which is
you
so
know.
true.
Yes.
Yeah. And what age are you growing up? I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Remember
Right.
that commercial?
And I think it's the curiosity of a child,
Yes.
when you're with a child, the curiosity, that's what we always want to focus on
And they're
maintain
so
that.
adorable to watch because you see their sincerity and they're
Inquisitive.
so innocent. And all they want to do is learn and look and learn and just watch you.
And that's what we
And
should
their
do
expressions are funny.
throughout our lives
Right,
is really
right.
what we should be doing that.
I was reading something. At what age are you growing up? Middle childhood, age 8 to 12, right? And then you figure, okay, 10 to 19, early adulthood. And then we have middle adulthood, 40 to 65. Hey, listen, age is just a number. But
Right.
it's mentally in your mind how you perceive it and how you go with it. And let's face it, we're all human. We're going to complain. We don't mean to, but, we're human. We have
But
aches and pains.
I still
but-
feel the same inside.
I
that I've
know,
always
I do
felt.
too, I
And
do too.
Barbara used to say she felt like she was 18 or 19
Right,
years old.
and that's what counts.
Yes.
It's the attitude, how you feel on the inside. Sure, you may have, like me and my knees, whatever. We all have issues going on, but it's how you feel inside of your heart. What are you all about? What's more important? How do we deal with situations,
Right.
basically? And
Because we all
emotionally.
face them. So the question
Right.
is, how are you
We're
going
no different.
How
We're
are
all
you going
in
to
this
react?
together.
Right?
Right,
How are you going to
right.
react?
Reacting impulsively over everything or anything. Having the means to change and improve your life by yourself, and knowing how to deal with people. Are some things that can show you that you're indeed an adult. Indeed an adult. So yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it. And also, I don't know if you remember Dan Jansen. He
Yes.
was one of our agents here in the Singer Island office at Illustrated Properties. And he was lovely to work with. And I'll never forget how Dan said to me one day, Deb, it's tough growing up. And that just stuck in my mind. So I thought that was amazing. It was the best thing I heard. I loved it because I said, you know what? I don't feel old now. I feel like I'm still growing up.
Yeah,
so
we're-
with that being said, let's
Yeah.
get that into our heads.
We're always learning lessons throughout our
Right.
lifetime. Yes.
Absolutely. And how do you grow up in life? You want to hear some signs?
Sure.
Identify your personal values. I did a little bit of research. Consider exploring what matters to you.
Right.
These are just tips to grow as a person. I mean, we all know them. What gives you meaning and purpose? Practice daily gratitude, which we do. We thank God. I thank God for you. I thank God for my family, my friends, my coworkers, and on and on and on. Meditate, which I know you do.
Yes.
You meditate, you said, at the beach, right? You like to meditate, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Get quality rest, which I don't do. I have to work on that. But yeah, it's very important.
Because your mind is always going. It's hard to shut
it's
it down.
like that train.
Even a train stops.
I know that.
It was your mother who's your
My
father.
father,
Okay.
my father,
Yeah.
God bless him.
Deb's
He was-
father used to say that.
Hey
to
Deb, I love you, honey, but honey, even a train stops. Cool it. Da 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 da. All right. Hey, listen, that's me. I'm not gonna change. Be kind to yourself, though. Honestly, be kind to yourself, and that's important because you matter. Without you, your loved ones depend upon you. You depend upon your loved ones. We all depend upon one another. Embrace setbacks, get quality rest, the whole 9 yards. But that's all equivalent, and it's so relevant to our topic today of growing up, or are we growing old? So it's how you perceive it in your mind, and the hardest thing to do about growing up basically is facing reality.
Yeah, I was thinking of different people that
Yeah.
affected my life in that way, and obviously one of them, the most
Yeah.
important, was Barbara.
Yes, I was thinking about her with you. Yeah.
I mean, throughout her life and before her death, she was always curious and wanted to learn, and I think that really is an essence of someone.
I love
Because
that.
she attended classes, imagine.
I love that.
And
you
there
can tell
are
me the things the
Yeah.
places you go, and the
There-
adventures that you go on. And
there are adult
the
classes,
the learning process.
Yes.
That's so special, Jim.
And it's beautiful to learn new things, And she encouraged me to, when new experiences, remember I've told this before,
I
new
love it.
experiences
You could say it all the time.
are offered to you. Grab them, and it's a sign that you should
I
be
love
going
it.
in that direction.
Amen
Because
to
remember
that.
with
Yes.
my acting classes
Yes.
last year, that was all because of Barbara. She
Wow,
really
you have it in you. She saw it
Yes,
in you.
yes,
Trust me, just like I
yes.
saw it. The Louie commercial. There's Jim in the background, and I'm doing a segment. He's like, Deb, sing like you're making love to it. And I'm like, oh my God. And he got me going. But being a director, as you were,
Right.
you had me going. And I was like, I felt comfortable. I felt confident. I had Jim by my side. Deb, do this. Deb, do that. So you have it in you. And I could just see you on stage. Amazing.
It's funny because 2 weeks ago, I got an email again from the Lake Worth Playhouse. That's how it all started,
Yeah.
my acting. I got this email, and I thought Barbara was directing it. So the one 2 weeks ago was for the play A Christmas Carol, which I would have loved to have been
Oh
in.
my gosh. It'd be gorgeous with that.
But the auditions were at a time when I couldn't be there, so
That's okay. It was
there'll
meant
be
to be.
future. Yeah, there'll be future times.
Absolutely. That I see for sure. There's a lot of hard parts about growing up. Some of them we seem really obvious to us, but we try to stay level at every cost, What age would you say would be, maybe this is kind of ridiculous to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. What age is the hardest in life, would you say? Late 20s, early 30s, early 40s?
I think maybe the late 20s is when you're
Yeah,
in,
I thought
in your
about
career
that.
path, and you face a lot of challenges, and you might not know which direction to go. So I think there are more challenges at that period of your life.
That makes sense to me, and that's pretty much how I feel too. That's why I'd asked you because, you think you know what you are, and even today, like I'm still finding myself, but that's a good thing because you're not living if you're not finding yourself on a
right.
daily basis. Honest to God, and I'm not saying this to be silly or funny. It happens to be true. There's nothing wrong with being a certain age and saying, "Hey, I'm going to do it now." Maybe whatever the reason was, forget it. Yesterday's gone. Today's present now. That's why we call it the present.
Yeah.
The future we don't know, so let's not go there. But anyway,
Another person who had an effect on me was after law school, I worked in the trademark field, I had mentioned before, trademark law. And the woman who owned the company that I work with, her name was Ann Struven. She was, it's hard to gauge because I was in my late 20s. I'd say she might have been in her 60s. And she always said, she had a zest for life. And I love that expression because
zest for life.
she was like Barbara, always out and about, and the newest restaurant she would go to in New
Instrumental
York.
and everything. That's
Yes.
wonderful.
And I think that's great to always have a zest for life.
Yes,
That's
go
really
here,
important.
go there, do what you need to do. Don't just settle. And it's easy to do, get into a rut sometimes. But a zest for that's a beautiful way of putting
Yes.
it. A zest for life, absolutely.
Every second counts.
Yes. That's funny how you said the late 20s. And I just thought about that yesterday. I thought, wow, time does march on so quickly. It really does. And you said the biggest impact in your life was Barbara.
Right.
And my parents were the biggest impact in my life growing up, naturally, because, I am who I am because of them today. And I thank them so much for being my parents and loving me and my family.
Yeah, I mean,
the
my
way-
parents, naturally, they were in
Sure,
the formative
yeah.
years.
They're the biggest supporters, and they pushed me to do my best as I grew up. And, they can only put you on the path, and then you have to do the rest on your own. But, it's how you, again, perceive it.
Right.
Maybe I'm being redundant about the whole thing, but, and the happiest stages of life, what would you say to that? Happiest ages of life.
I think you find happiness in all of your stages
There
of
you
life.
go.
Yeah.
I like that, Jim. Researchers suggest that it's due to bodily and hormonal changes from puberty and the pressure that comes with social changes. But, I like what you just said. Spot on. And from the age of 60 and so on and so forth, we won't go there either.
Well, which brings me to the next person, which I gave you her book to read, Valerie Ramsey,
Yes,
remember?
yes.
Imagine being in your 60s and 70s and starting a whole new career.
Amen.
Valerie
Yes,
became
yeah.
a model, imagine, in her 60s and
That's
70s.
a wonderful book, too.
Yeah. She raised a family, and a lot of us have those obligations. And then your life takes, we always say rewired instead of retired.
I like that, rewired. See? Another way of phrasing it
Excuse
to
me.
make a difference.
And her whole life took on a whole new meaning. She's a coach now for other women. She consults on all different aspects of clothing and cosmetics and skincare, and a whole new world opened up to her, and it's so beautiful. And she wrote a book.
That's
Yeah.
a perfect testament. And she wrote a book.
Yes.
And that takes concentration, focusing at all angles, and oh wow, yeah. I mean, that's
So it's
wonderful.
inspiration
Yeah,
for us.
I think it's
Excuse me.
wow.
I have a tickle in my throat.
That's awful. I hate when I get that all the time.
I have a lozenge. I'll take a lozenge.
I have one too in my purse of Beauty and Extra
I've
hauls.
got it.
They're great. They're great.
Excuse me.
No worries. No worries. Take some more. Take your time. that always gets you right there. That happened to me the other day. I was on the phone and I said, "Can I call you back?" I couldn't talk. I couldn't. It happened, you know. I'll tell you the toughest thing to do in life too, no matter how adventurous we are and how many life-threatening situations you may have, which we all have. It's we face them. It's facing reality is the toughest thing, really, that we'll ever have to do in our
Excuse me.
life. But we get through it with our loved ones and our support systems that we create and have around us. Thank God for that. And oh, which reminds me, the movie Jim and I were talking about the movie with Tom Hanks, Big.
Right.
You okay?
Excuse me.
The movie Big. I think it was in 1987, maybe 1988. What a wonderful movie! And
Still remember
I
when he goes into the store.
Yes. What was it? Schwab, the name of the store.
F.A.O. Schwartz.
Sure, and they step on a piano. Him and I forgot the actor's name, but anyway, it's been a while since I've seen it. And we all know, the movie reminds us that there's only one step from a child to an adult, and vice versa. Basically, that's what the whole story is about. And one would claim that only a path toward, nurturing the mindset from a child to an adult. And it's really a clever, well put together movie.
Yes.
Tom Hanks was wonderful. He's a fabulous actor to begin with. But, wanting to stay a child for some time and realizing what it's like from that point on upwards, a journey into adulthood, basically.
But there is a child inside of us always.
Always.
we
And I
should
love that.
nurture
I'll
that
never,
child.
I'll
Right.
never lose I think it's fun. I remember, we were just discussing, Greg and I, last night, because we were watching Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. And of course, Greg loves that, being the chef.
Greg's
that
a
he is.
chef, yes,
My
a
husband's a
wonderful
chef,
chef.
a retired chef. So he and I were talking, and what a show. It's very entertaining. And he's got that drive, Gordon Ramsay. And I said to Greg, this is so entertaining, and it's so fast-paced and so hectic. And I know what my husband's been through, and because of that, he had to take his early retirement. But it is fast-paced. You've got to really move and groove and shake it down, because timing is the essence when it comes to cooking, especially when you're dining
Greg
in
could
fine
probably
restaurants.
write a cookbook. With
Yeah,
his recipes.
but we were just watching, thinking, this is your American dream. They were talking about that. They were 25-year-olds, they were 30 they were people in their 40s. It doesn't matter how old. If this is your dream, now's your chance to capture it. And Gordon Ramsay just kept saying that over and over again on the show. And it's just a wonderful thing. I love when people are so instrumental and positive, as you have been.
We
with
have
me
to
and everything
encourage
else.
Greg to do something in that field with culinary talent.
Yes, and I keep telling you, especially with the holidays being around the corner, and we're working
I mean,
on
things that he's learned that could help other people
Right.
in the kitchen. That would
Right.
be a good.
Right.
Maybe we'll start another show.
Yeah, and I was even saying to him, let's do like a show, whatever. But all right, so
Nella Cucina in the kitchen in Italiano.
I really wanted to call it Cola Lella's Classics, because that's ideal. And I've been pushing that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, and we all have that, as you say, zest for life. And he adores cooking, and you have to stay with your passion of what you really
Plus, he's
enjoy.
learned things about food,
Oh my gosh,
ingredients,
it's an art. Food is an
the
art.
combination of ingredients.
Speaking about ingredients, Gordon Ramsay was even saying that a little spice or too much goes a long way. You'll be surprised. A little pinch of this, it makes or breaks a dish. So there's a talent in everything we do. You have to just know, be aware, focus, and get the job done the way you know how. And if you're going to do it right, do it the right way. There was one gentleman who was kind of smug on the show last night, and I was laughing. I said to Greg, because he had asked Gordon Ramsay, he said, how long have we been doing this, and how long, he's asking all the competitors in the kitchen how long they've been cooking and what's their background. So one gentleman says, oh, I've been with Kelly Ripa, blah, 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 and he had this beautiful long resume behind him. I'm like, wow, how nice. Then this poor girl gets up and she says, well, honestly, Chef Gordon, I've only been cooking for a year, but I really know I'm good at it. And she got like a strong 4.
Yeah.
And the guy that was a little cocky got, a little. But, it goes to show you, don't look at it that way. Don't judge, because you don't know. Follow your dream. See, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, but
I'm passionate about that, because it's just important.
and the
Keeps us
age.
going.
That's
Yeah.
the important thing. It doesn't matter what your age is.
A lot of people say, didn't you say to me once you had a friend who said, I want to check out?
Mhm.
And the reason why I remember that is because you had made a comment to me, and you said, I forget, it was during one of our shows, out of depression, I'm sure she or he said that,
It,
but
it was despair, yes.
it was despair, and that can happen.
When someone doesn't have a purpose in their life,
Right, right.
the heat, that was the problem.
And that's so hurtful and that's painful. And if we can
But
avoid
his
that,
life has turned around.
amen. I'm happy
And
to hear
why?
that.
A female interest.
There you go.
It could change your whole life. Speaking of which, last night, the Bachelor series and Bachelorette?
Yes, they have
I heard
this new series. Yeah.
Golden Bachelor. I didn't watch it, but 71 years old he is.
I saw that.
He was married for 40
Yes,
years.
yes.
His wife passed away, and now he's open to another relationship. But it's inspiring to have
Yes.
a 71-year-old who actually, I think they said, looks probably 20 years younger than what he is.
Yes,
and acts it.
distinguished. I saw that. I didn't
Yeah.
watch the show, but I saw
But
the
it's an
captions.
inspiration.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It's inspiration.
Well, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. There's so many reality shows, and there's so many to enjoy and love. Like, I love The Voice. And the only thing I'm missing this year is Blake Shelton because I love him. But that's okay. We have our Reba McEntire, and she's fabulous. I adore her. So
I'm glad they have another country. So.
Oh yeah, well she's terrific. She's wonderful. So there's so many things.
Well, look
to
at that.
watch.
She's older, too.
Yeah,
And she's offered a part on the show The Voice,
That's
which is a
right.
lot of younger people.
that's right.
So thank God for that they're
Yeah.
open to not being age restrictive.
I guess yeah. It's that song. What was it? Peter Pan song. We all know the Peter Pan song. Let's see. I have it here somewhere.
I won't grow up.
I won't grow up. I don't want to go to
school.
school. Ah, da, 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 da. And let's
I actually used
see.
to love to go to school.
I did too. I
Yeah.
did.
My article this past month in the newspaper was called "And the Cycle Continues."
I saw that. I read it.
Oh, already?
No, last week. The one from last week.
And this is about teachers, the effect teachers have in our lives.
I had to read that. I have not
Because
read that yet.
I always had a strong affinity. Did you have strong affinity to your teachers?
Yes, certain ones.
And they
will
really make
always
an
be
impact
there.
on you.
Yes. The impression that they've
yes.
made and what you've learned from them, sure.
And the point of the article is if anyone knows children that need some guidance, there are programs. There's a guardian ad litem program in Palm Beach County, and foster godparents program, which matches adults with children that have a need, which is beautiful.
That is
because
beautiful.
they need role models. A lot of children.
They do. So much so. Yeah, I was watching the St. Jude commercial last night. That just breaks me heart. I mean, Danny Thomas, thank God for him, because what a foundation, St. Jude, for
Do you
children.
know, a client of mine just passed away. His name is Tom D'Amico. And before he passed, he said to me, I want to remember St. Jude's in my estate plan. And he did, and now they're going to benefit from his bequest, which was beautiful. I
Well, that's
really
good to hear.
respect him for doing that.
That's very good to hear.
Yeah,
I'm
because
happy
those
to hear
poor
that.
children need help financially, and people like Tom are making that happen, so it's beautiful. Another person who inspires us,
Oh,
Marie
our dear
Pinchmit.
Marie Pinchmit. Oh, yes.
later in life too, she's another one that's developed her
We miss you,
writing
Marie.
talent.
We
Yeah.
miss you so much.
You're an inspiration to us, Marie. Your artwork, all in her later stages of life. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So thank you for inspiring us that way. Forever Young. Marie
Forever
Pinchmit.
young.
Oh yes, we have a song.
Do you want to do now? We all know Rod Stewart. He's the
Yeah.
an entertainer beyond entertainers. Forever Young. I felt Gemini felt it was really appropriate.
The lyrics
because
are
the
just-
lyrics are just gorgeous.
Yeah, let's play that.
So here
Do
we
have
go.
it queued up?
Oh, wrong one. I won't grow up.
I won't grow up. I don't want to go to school.
Okay, well I can play this.
Grow up.
I don't
wanna
wanna
go to school.
And to
Just like
fight the
to go
silly
to
rules. We all know this from Peter Pan now. One.
Grow up, never grow up.
Not
Me.
me. Oh no.
It's a cute one.
Isn't it adorable? Okay, now I'm trying to find the. Oh my
Good
goodness.
philosophy.
Fabulous.
Don't
you
grow up.
kidding?
Yes.
Oh, that's
You always
cute.
want to find that inner child in you.
Oh wow! I hope I didn't
And,
delete it.
and what
but-
I said was the curiosity factor.
Oh,
is
here we
really
go.
important.
Yes,
There it
the
is.
curiosity.
We're going to bring it closer to the mic.
Here we go, people.
Thank you, Rod Stewart. The lyrics, really, when
Yes.
you hear these.
Very touching. May the good Lord be with you every road you roam. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you learn to be proud, dignified, and true. I love this part.
Yes.
And you unto others as you have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart to always stay forever young, forever young. May fortune be with you. May your guiding light be strong.
A guiding light.
Yes. Build a stairway. Build a stairway to heaven with Christ for the vagabonds. And may you never love in vain. My heart. Oh, I messed up on it. My heart you will remain forever young. Forever young. Forever young.
Beautiful.
Isn't
Thank you, Rod.
Ever young. All right.
What an inspiration.
Thank you, Rod Stewart. Inspiration
And
beyond
I have to
inspiration.
get to our book again.
Yes.
Out
Marie
of my mind and
Richmond.
into your heart. Because
One
she
of her
has
wonderful essays.
She has, it's on aging. So how appropriate. That's what it's called, aging. And it's just, the wisdom, Marie, is just so touching. Most of my life has been spent in pursuit of art rather than money, right? Once you become reasonably good at it, the process is too satisfying to give it up. The art follows you.
Yes.
You hear it,
Yes.
even when away from the easel, the piano, or writing at the computer. Yet one is never completely satisfied. It keeps you in an emotional state. If you do stop, the high you get while you're doing art disappears.
Nice.
The momentum must be maintained as you strive to complete a more perfect project. Critics set standards, and we're left with the feeling that our work is never quite up to the masterpiece quality.
I love that part. She's right.
We have in our standards, but they are often secondary. We want only to perform to be the polished rock, not the one covered in scum. The world seems not to care, or they wallow in it because of the perceived hidden value.
No wallowing, people. Let's not wallow.
Or it's good because of a perceived idea that only one school of art is acceptable and up to date. Whatever the time we are living in dictates. We allow public opinion to control our happiness or lack thereof, which we don't want ever to do.
No.
We will never find contentment unless we learn to control our own mind and heart.
So true.
Right?
So true.
We must reject the opinion of others and listen to our own voice. Really, that's
Amen.
such wisdom.
Spot
Because
on.
too
Yeah.
often we're concerned about what other people say.
It's what's in your heart.
Yes.
Do what's right. You know what's right. Just do what's right.
Let
And
the-
when in doubt, don't.
Let
Sorry.
the music of your heart ring out. Let your eyes feast on the beauty all around you. Let it ooze from your fingertips at the
Ooze?
easel, the piano, the pencil, and the paper. Listen and pay close attention to the
Maria, I
thoughts
love
from
this.
your own
This is the
mind
first time I've heard this. I love
and
this.
release them before they disappear in the maelstrom of public opinion. Be what you were born to be. Be what you are inside, and listen to what your heart tells you. Know it's true.
Oh,
This is
that
the last
so
part.
beautiful.
If you come to the end of life still searching for fulfillment, you can be satisfied that you gave it your true best.
That's right. That's right.
Only the future can judge your performance. Die by your own standards, knowing that you gave the world your all, a gift it could accept or reject. Only then will your heart be at peace with itself.
Wow, that is
Isn't that
beautiful.
beautiful?
I
Thank you,
get
Marie.
Marie, thank you so much for that. That just, I almost start to cry with that. I
Yes,
mean, that is really beautiful.
every essay and poem in this
You know,
book is
I like
so.
what she said. Our masterpieces are never quite what we want them to be, but you know what? They're enough. People see it. Why don't we see it? We're always striving to make it better and bigger. Just be the best you can be. I love that. That's so true. Wow. I miss Marie. We need to get
Yes, we have
together.
to.
We
We have
keep
to.
saying that.
We have to have you again as our guest on our show, Marie.
Amen. We're going to do that. You know, I was telling Jim, I love horoscopes, numerology, and all of that. And, you know, I really believe that we're governed through, I mean, you know, to each their own, but the stars, the planets have a tremendous effect on us. And with that being said, Virgo just went into Libra on the 23rd of September. And here, if you're a Libra out there, here is a horoscope for today, Libra.
Let's
My
hear
mom
it.
was a Libra, Gloria. Her birthday was September 23rd. Being nice, Libra, listen up. Being nice to someone who is not being nice to you can be one way to turn a relationship around. You are probably well aware of this, dear Libra, because you have good insight into other people. But what happens when it's you? When you are the only one not being nice to yourself? Why? Yes. The answer is to turn your day, your mood, and your potential around simply by being nicer to yourself. That may take conscious effort since you may be upset with yourself for some reason, but it's a natural gift. Use it on yourself. So there you go, Libra. That's today's horoscope for you. You never know with horoscopes, do you? In fact, my husband's a Libra, Greg. His
Yeah.
birthday's
Oh, is
October.
it?
Yes, he's
Okay.
October.
You know,
Libra's also
they're
Virginia
balanced.
Spencer. They're very
Yes,
balanced. Very,
yes.
their personalities are very true to their sign.
Yes, our dear Virginia Spencer.
Her birthday, I think, is October the 12th coming up. But I know that Libra with Greg, I mean, I, being a Pisces, fish, I'm very emotional, and he stabilizes me in ways that I think I'm stable, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
we complement each other.
And
Yeah.
you need that balance. So, yeah, Libra's
36 years together they were. Imagine.
Yeah, 36 years.
36 beautiful years
Yes,
of marriage.
wow. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're buddies. We're a long time. Gosh, we go way back now, Greg and I. He's my buddy. We're the best of friends. And we, you know, the nice part about it is we like hanging out with each other.
And they're
That
both
is
two
really-
little kids that are living in this world together.
Yeah,
It's
what
beautiful.
do? I don't want to grow
You
up.
should see their house at Christmas. You have. We've been at their house at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
All the beautiful decorations. That's the child inside.
That's the one thing that I enjoy doing so much, and I love the holidays. I mean, Thanksgiving. And, oh, by the way, Yom Kippur, happy Yom Kippur, right,
Yes,
to everybody?
Yes.
Rosh
The-
Hashanah,
the
is
New
it
Year.
still the New Year?
The New Year.
I can't believe here we are again, speaking of the holidays, but I think we say this every year.
And it's fall.
Yes, on a September
Drift
morning.
by the window.
And it's so true though. And I thought to myself, I've got this huge tree. Do I do it 2 weeks ahead of time, like I say I'm going to do every year? Do I wait a week before Christmas, which I did last year? But no matter what love goes into that tree, it's a labor of love, and just the beauty of it to watch it lit up.
I
And
would
you
think
could sit back
you would
and
do it
think,
right after Thanksgiving.
That's what I normally would do,
Yeah.
but you know, I think last year and the year before I kind of was like late on it, but
Right.
it makes a
Beautiful,
difference. You
yes.
decorate. Even my neighbor, he's amazing down the street. He's the only neighbor on the whole block that we live. He's got ghosts right now, goblins, and all this stuff going on, and he's amazing. He makes it so nice for everybody in the neighborhood.
What I'm thinking about is the Christmas lights.
Yes.
That brings out the child in us,
I
right? We
yeah,
love to see
yeah.
the Christmas lights. Most of
Yeah.
us drive around the neighborhoods to see what the beautiful lights are outside the home.
And they are
That's
spectacular.
the child
Some of
in
them
us
are
that
just
loves that.
wow.
And I think it brings us back to our childhood. So
Yes.
we really love that part.
Yes, yeah,
Beautiful holidays coming up.
I know.
Good time of year.
It really is. Thanksgiving, so much to be thankful for.
And
just,
what a difference a day makes.
What a difference a day makes.
This
Well, you
day will
all
make a
know,
difference for all of us.
Hopefully we've made some difference in your life. And remember to reach out and text us, instant message us. If you'd like to be on our show, let us know. We'd love to
Yes.
have you.
You share this with others, please.
Absolutely. But with that being said, Jim, what a difference a day makes, and you know what that means.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain.
What a difference a day makes. Hold on, everybody.
And the difference is you, and 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 you.
So great being back. We missed you all.
Yes.
And have a great Friday. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us.